think I'm gonna need to get like a mic stand or something because this is just not practical having like this box and like a chair on top of each other to put my microphone on. This is not comfortable at all. Can you imagine being so OP that they need to nuke you specifically?
Major Yuichiro then proceeded to kill Major General James on board the Iowa battleship, throwing him with such immense power that his corpse pierced through the wood of the ship. When Yuichiro finally appeared before more than 2,000 crew that gathered around their commander's corpse, all the crew scampered away from him with great fear and jumped from the ship towards the ocean, realizing that the man who stood before him was the man behind the death of all their fellow soldiers and the commander of the ship. Wow. Just killed all of the fucking American sailors in World War II. Very cool.
Get freaking yeah! Then all those sailors they got surrounded by sharks and
That's what I was
they
thinking.
got.
The fucking jaws.
You ever see a shark's eyes, Chief?
Dude, I always felt so bad for that guy. That guy should have lived.
Yeah, true. And Cooper was supposed to die or something, but then they were like, no. I can't remember what the reasoning was. I think they didn't have the budget to kill him or something. I fucking can't remember.
Like the main character?
No, Cooper was like the. I think it was Cooper. Cooper was like the science guy, the marine biologist.
I thought Cooper.
Yeah.
What's the name of the old man? That's like
The-
charge in the water.
Yeah, freaking. I don't know. I can't remember enough Jaws lore.
Jaws. So anyway, we delivered the bomb. Yeah, it looks like Cash. I figured you probably watched the trailer a whole bunch. Are they replacing the regular Halo shotgun with like that semi-auto shotgun thing?
Yeah, they're replacing it with the like. I think it's the Bulldog or something. I think that's what the shotgun's called.
And I like that.
They're replacing it with that
I like that bullpup like BR DMR cross.
mix thing. It's like a heavy assault rifle or something.
Yeah. Ow, dude.
I think that one's just called the Commando, which I mean, right? I guess.
So it's really weird because multiplayer is free, but you have to pay for campaign. But I can't imagine anybody paying like full price for the campaign where the campaign.
Well, see, I was thinking that too. I was like, okay, either the campaign better be like the coolest and most badass Halo campaign like of all time, or you better be giving me like a bunch of shit in multiplayer for free if I'm buying like the camp. Like I better get like the first few seasons free or something like that. Like if they're gonna do that, it's like. I don't know, like paying $60 for like just the campaign. It's like it's got to be pretty impressive if it's gonna do that. Like,
I just thought it was crazy. Like, it from what it seems like, it's all in one location. It's all in like that one installation.
yeah, I think like yeah, it's pretty. I think it's pretty much all there. Yeah.
I can't imagine like people shelling out $60 for like an open world campaign that's all in one location. But I don't know, maybe.
Well, I mean, I think it's like you go to different. I mean, I think like Halo 1, it's like it's all on the Halo ring, but like you go to a whole bunch of different areas.
They've only really showcased that one like foresty area. I
Yeah.
would say it looks much like there's actual vegetation now in the original that they showed. I guess it probably looked weird because there was just no like grass on the ground or trees or anything. And now it looks a lot better. All that stuff added.
It seems like a lot of people are confused about the multiplayer because like at the end it says like multiplayer free, and people are like, yeah, of course the multiplayer is free. Why wouldn't it be? Like, why would you have to pay for the multiplayer? It's like, no, I don't think you understand. Like, you don't need to own the game to play the multiplayer. Like, you don't need to own campaign to do that. Like, the people aren't grasping that. I guess people aren't understanding what
Yeah.
it is because I don't know. Like
I think
Warzone.
So I feel like more games will probably be going towards that. Yeah, like Warzone and like what Black Ops 4 had.
Yeah, because I mean, I always thought that eventually games were just going to cost more money, like cost $80 or something. But I guess maybe that's just asking for too much or something. Because like, who wants to pay that much money for a game, especially with the record of a whole bunch of games just being not finished anyway? It's like, why would I pay a premium price for just garbage?
I pre-ordered Halo 4 and Destiny, and I regretted it both times. I think I may have pre-ordered one other game. But then I was like, yeah, I'm not going to do this anymore.
You're looking at E3, it's like, all the shit's just going to be on Game Pass. It's like, damn, so much shit's just going to be on there day one. It's like, I can just do whatever I want.
Oh, actually,
You can just...
I think I pre-ordered Fallout 4. I think I also did that. So that's like.
And you also regretted that?
I didn't regret it at first. I mean, I didn't regret it. I got like 20 hours of pretty fun gameplay out of it. It's just not like, I mean, normal like Fallout and Skyrim.
S tier Fallout.
Yeah, you can play those games for like 100 hours easy, and it just wasn't like that. But
I still haven't
I
beaten
got my
Valhalla
dad.
yet.
I got my dad to start playing New Vegas, so I'm gonna give you guys
really?
updates on that
You're
periodically.
gonna come back and he's gonna like have literally because the guns in that game are so insane. He's gonna have like all of these crazy guns. And
Dude,
shit.
him showing me Skyrim alone was already insane. He had so much shit. I mean, he had everything. He literally, I had never seen someone collect every stone of Baranzaya, and that man had all of them.
I didn't even know what those were when you guys were talking. I was like, what is this?
I was like, what the fuck?
See, that's how you know. It's like, okay, yeah, you know, this guy plays Skyrim sometimes, but the Stones of Baranzaya, man,
Wait,
that shit.
you said he didn't do the Crimson Nern route though, right?
No, he hates going into Black Ridge. What's funny is that he hates going into like all the Dwemer ruins because like I guess the automata like kind of freak him out, so he just avoids them. I mean, he's not like scared of it. It's just, you know, it's just one of those weird, uncomfortable video game things. Like,
It's that
I'm trying to think of an
part
example
the-
that I have.
Man, Skyrim just had like cool shit. Like when you go really, really far north and it's just ice, like it would reward you for exploring. It would find like you can find like a shipwreck to go into and find like some stuff. And they just,
Yeah.
I like that they fleshed out even like the really barren wasteland places that they could have easily ignored. The classic stealth archer build.
Yeah. Well, I felt bad for putting him on it because I was like, he's probably like actually having a good time like hacking and slashing. And then at some point he told me he was just like, yeah, man, I don't know, I'm kind of getting tired of just whacking dudes. Like I just die all the time. Like, well, do you increase like your heavy armor stat? And he's like, no, what's that? I was like, oh, okay. So he's like not properly building like his melee combat build. I was like, you should try sneaking using
Yeah,
bows.
Hitting him with a
My dude's
Really
always
try hitting him with a big axe.
my dude's always just a sneaky glass cannon. Hold on, I'm gonna trim. his
My
name.
dude's always a girl.
It's not a dude then if it's a girl.
Oh god, I have so much. It feels like I have so much gas in my stomach, but I can't like burp.
Gross.
Yeah, right. It's like, oh, we had some freaking. I guess dinner was Little Caesars. I guess.
Oh, nice.
I always feel so gross after eating that. It's like, God, my stomach is just nasty, and my face just feels like it's covered in grease. I just have to go
I
and wipe
love
my
Little
face down and
Caesars.
rinse out my mouth.
Ooh. Oh wait, no, it's just Team Slayer.
Be excited about the freaking Razorback. That thing looks sweet. You can just put stuff in it.
Yeah,
I hope it's actually durable.
I thought they did a pretty good job of like balance. Like the reflector thing is basically armor lock, but it's not omnidirectional, so it's not super broken. The bubble shield.
It's also better than like the hard light shield because the hard light shield was worthless because it didn't have any like
Yeah.
effectiveness. It was like, cool, I can stop bullets for like a second, and then I put it down and I die anyway.
The bubble shield is awesome because it's like the one from Halo Reach, but instead of taking down the whole thing, you just take down little sections of it, which I like. It's not like an all or nothing thing.
Yeah, I thought that was pretty cool.
I think the only thing is that the grappling hook looks like if you can just grappling hook and board that easily, then
Yeah, I saw that. I was like, damn, all aircraft are screwed now.
yeah, that looks really broken. I think maybe if they have like a counter board button where like I don't know, it becomes like a contest, kind of like how you can counter stab people in
Well, I think it's I think you're not gonna spawn with like the grappling hook or anything. It'll be basically like a weapon. So I think it's fun. Like it, it's just like equipment that you find. I think. So I think that'll be okay.
Oh really? I thought the grappling hook was an armor ability. Didn't they say it was an armor
Well,
ability?
I think it's like an armor ability, like that you have to like find or something. I think you have to find them, but I'm not entirely sure. I haven't
The way that
read
they're
up
using
on
it, I'm pretty sure. I think it's an armor ability. I don't know if it's one that everybody has, or if it's like I don't know if it's like sprint, where it's like a utility, or if it's like a bona fide armor ability. But it looks like they showed off the reflector,
because
the shield thing, and then that one. Were there any others that they had?
Because I know, see, I guess there's wrist equipment and then just droppable equipment, and then I don't know if like both of them are pickups or if you spawn with them or what. I don't really know. Other thing, there's the I know one of the wrist equipment things is like a remember like Prometheus vision or Promethean vision where you could see through walls. It's kind of like that except like a pulse sense, like a grenade launch thing. So you shoot it and it sends like a pulse in a radius in an area. And the grappling hook seems cool, and the freaking oh, thanks teammate. Just throw a freaking trip mine right underneath our warthog. Awesome.
Wow, it's literally under the tire. What a fucking
yeah. Like, thanks. Glad we can use that. It was just yeah, but the infinite stuff looks really good. Like I like the maps actually like aren't just erosion and like disgusting dirt, and it's not just brown and super bright silver, and the buildings don't just look really weird. Like I don't know. I feel like in a lot of 343's things, like a lot of the buildings look really weirdly like cylindrical, but they don't have any wear and tear on them at all. They're just like don't look real. They look way too clean and shit.
When I watched it, the first thing I thought was I was like, okay, it looks like they like intentionally tried to go back to like the foundations of Halo, and then are you fucking kidding me? It's like they like try to go back to the foundations of Halo, but progress it in a way that makes sense. Because Halo's always been kind of gimmicky, you know, like they had power-ups, and then they had armor abilities, and then they kept armor abilities, and then they got rid of armor. There's no armor abilities in Halo 5, right? It's literally just sprint.
It's just thruster pack and sprint, and then like the shoulder charge and slide and Spartan ground pound.
Well, there's speed boost and damage boost, but those are just boosts.
But yeah, those are. I mean, yeah, those are just like the classic power ups.
Halo's like meant to be gimmicky and have gimmicks and stuff, like how they had operators in Black Ops 3, which I always thought that was a cool idea. I don't know why they got rid of it. I thought that the operator shit was awesome.
I'm not like I'm a fan of like type of operators, like, oh, you can be this type of like person and you get these abilities, but I do hate that it's tied to a specific character. So it's like, cool, this person has like cool abilities, but they look stupid.
But yeah, then I watched the video that you sent, Cash, and they were like, we really took a deep look and we wanted to think like, how do we respect the roots of Halo and blah blah blah. And I was like, well, they did a good job, because that's what I was thinking just from like seeing the video. Is like,
well, yeah, it looked like, because I feel like a big problem that had, well, first of all, I mean, 343, I feel like all the designs have just been absolutely disgusting. I really don't like how a lot of them look, but it's like, I mean, and it's like, it's not because it's like I'm super Bungie fan or whatever. It's like I honestly just, it hurt my eyes. It just didn't look very good. I didn't like how it looked.
I feel like most people objectively like will say that it just looks like shit.
Yeah, it's just like all the lighting was always just like pretty awful. But like now it's like this one looks great. Like everything looks fantastic. It doesn't look like super duper like realistic, but like in like a bad way. It looks like it's still got like, it looks like it's got some style to it that makes it look good. And like the armor isn't like super busy with just like a whole bunch of blocks and turns and just like all this retarded shit.
Yeah, dude, it looks like they're fucking made out of metal finally after like 9 years. They're not.
Yeah, it's just like, why is it just made out of like plastic? Like before, it's like I don't know what their problem was with building or like designing stuff, but they just wanted to do all this weird stuff that didn't seem to make any actual sense. It's like, what? This doesn't look good. How did this get past anything? Yeah, all the new armor looks great, and the guns seem cool, and the gameplay. I'm really excited for it. It's like I haven't been excited for freaking a Halo game like this in like 10 years.
Yeah, same. Hey, if you look at the hand of your character, do you see how like bad it is? How bad it's like low poly, and the textures are horrible. Have you guys ever noticed that before?
But in Halo 3?
Yeah, just look at your character's hand when you're holding the VR. It looks like like it literally looks like a turd. I can't unsee it. Just like a big turd.
I'm using the ODST hands right now, so. Oh wait, no.
Yeah,
wait, no, I'm not. No, actually, I'm pretty sure. Like, it didn't used to look like that. That definitely is new, because I thought that was part of the ODST like thing. It used to look a little different.
It looks like, yeah, maybe, I don't know. I've never noticed before, but it just looks, it literally looks like a piece of shit.
If you go and you play like the campaign, it looks different, but like I mean, it is old for sure.
I mean, the guns look good, but like, why does his hand look so bad?
Yeah, looks neat. Excited to try it out. I actually freaking signed up for the like insider program for.
How do you do that? Or wait, if I'm already signed up for the MCC flight thing, then I signed up for if they have an open beta of.
Well, I just joined like the insider program. I don't know if it's like I don't know if there's anything that has to do with flightings or anything, but I think just being part of the insider program, then they'll like contact you or something.
Okay, yeah, because I'm already in that, so that I could play Halo on PC earlier. But yeah, I hope they do an open beta. I really don't know if my computer will be able to keep up. I think this might be the first game that like my computer can't catch up with.
And like the freaking I think the academy actually seems really interesting where you can actually like test stuff out and like shoot bots and stuff. I think that's cool.
Yeah, I think that every game needs that just for like practicing with weapons and vehicles and stuff. Man, I liked Cortana too. I'm glad that they fucking killed off the nasty old bitch.
Yeah, Cortana 2 is really cute. My new waifu for sure, dude.
Cortana 1 was just so annoying by the fourth game.
In the fourth game, she was just like I feel like in the other ones she was like your freaking like girlfriend. In the fourth one, she's like your mom and just like nagging you all the time.
Yeah, she was bitching.
Then the fifth one, she's just like an absolute bitch trying to take over the galaxy, and it's like what the fuck.
Bitches, am I right, French frying?
And the customization seems like it'll be pretty interesting, and it doesn't look like all the armor is just like freaking disgusting. So like you can customize your freaking hands and legs, and you can have prosthetics and stuff. And I don't exactly know. I don't think they've showed exactly how the coding system is going to work entirely, but I'm excited to see like what you can do. And I really do agree with the freaking like I love Red versus Blue, like classic Halo and whatnot. But I am glad that they have made it so now you can actually have your custom colors in team games now.
I think they should make it an option. Like, if you want to see just red and blue, they should.
I think you can or something, or maybe it's because I know they're doing that thing where it's like you basically get to pick what the colors are for like the colors for the flags, the colors for the enemies and stuff like that. But I think it will just be an outline, not like their entire like armor or something though.
Yeah,
I mean, I don't know. I like that. Because that is one thing that kind of bothered me. It's like, man, I spent all this time making my Spartan and stuff, but then I'm just always red or blue.
Yeah.
What's the point?
Cash, what do you think is the best way to sneak into their base?
Crouch. Yeah, I think the something I found really weird, and I'm very interested about it because I didn't exactly understand, or it's not fleshed out enough. Having your own personal AI, it's like. That's either going to be really annoying or really cool, but I don't know yet.
You mean like in multiplayer?
Yeah, because like I guess like the same announcer guy is going to be the guy being like double kill and like capture the flag, like stuff like that. But I guess you have a personal AI that'll give you like information on the battlefield, and you get to like change, you get to edit what it looks like and what the voice is, because I guess they have a whole bunch of voice actors for them.
Yeah.
You pick the voice and what it looks like and stuff, and it's like, well, that's cool. And it's like, is this going to be something that's going to nag me all the time, or is it going to be like actually good, useful information?
Oh fuck.
It's like I don't know yet. It's either going to be I don't know what it's going to be, but I'm really interested to see more about it. But everything seems great. Like so far, I don't really have any complaints about it. The only thing I was scared about was like the ordnance thing. I was like, oh god, please don't let there be kill streak type things or whatever. I don't really want that. But I guess the ordnance thing is just how things respawn. It's basically just a animation for it, pretty much. It's like I think that's pretty cool.
Oh, we got two swords, dual swords, bitch. Fuck. I'm hanging.
Wondering what other new vehicles, like they showed like the Wasp and stuff. I wonder if they're gonna have, I hope they just have like way more vehicles. I want another like flying human vehicle that can carry passengers. Like the Wasp is cool and all, but I want one that can hold people. Hopefully the Falcon just comes back. Maybe it's already been confirmed and I haven't seen it or paid attention.
Halo Infinite was going to have everything from every Halo game ever.
So freaking. I mean, I think so because it's gonna be like. I think it's like the last like I think they're just gonna be adding on to Infinite or whatever. There's not gonna be a Halo Infinite 2 or something. They're just gonna keep adding to it, and it's just gonna keep going. Which I guess is the idea for a lot of games these days. Instead of making a whole new game, why do that when you could just be adding to the existing one? It just wastes time to just make another one. Just keep updating it.
That makes sense. I figured it would be like WoW, basically, where it's just like constantly getting upgrades.
Which I think is like good and bad depending on how you do it. Because it makes me scared of like, well, does that mean we basically just lose like the old game? Like it just you can't go back to like the old game because like Destiny's like that because Destiny's constantly updating, but Destiny 2 got rid of all of the original launch stuff. All the stuff that like the game started with is gone now. You can't play that stuff anymore.
Isn't Destiny 2? Wait, what do you mean? But that's still in Destiny 1 though, right?
No, I'm talking about like the beginning of Destiny 2, like the base or like the vanilla campaign is not there anymore.
Wait, really?
Took it out. Yeah.
Wait, what? But like, wait, is this because like in the lore now, like it's progressed to where like they lost, like the city fell or whatever, or something like that?
Well, no, they got it back or whatever. I think they got rid of all that shit because the game was too big or something.
That's so weird. I guess it makes
Which
like.
And I guess, which makes me wonder about with like a lot of these games, it's like, well, what the fuck? Like, if we're just keep updating them and we just keep adding stuff, the games get too big. Like, do they have to get rid of stuff? Like, what do you do? And you could think like, well, you could maybe make it so like if the game's too big, you could make it so people uninstall certain parts, but I don't think you could really do that. And if you did, that would kind of break up the community, I guess, which they want to avoid. They want everyone to be like playing the same things.
So we can lose on Longshore. And one game left, and it goes fucking Longshore.
Longshore is definitely I hate this map the most out of any Halo 3 map. This is definitely the worst one of them all.
Untact is still alive in 2021. Dude, can you...
Yeah, even...
More time has elapsed since this game came, since Master Chief Collection released, than there was from Halo 1 to Halo 3. Fucking... Why are games like this now? Like, back in the day, you wait, like, 2 years, you get another sequel that's, like, a groundbreaking sequel that fucking changes the game forever. Now it's like, you wait 2 years, and they're like, hey, we added penis physics. or some shit like that.
Yeah, it's like, we added some shallow thing in the old game. There you go.
Like, hey, we added a back button. You'd have to restart the app every time you want to go back into a different menu.
God, dude. And I forgot that it's just like Master Chief Collection was broken for years. It was like, you literally couldn't play the game for like 2 years. Like, even when we came back to it when we were in college, and like, hey, you want to play Master Chief Collection? Like, yeah, sure, let's play Halo 3 or something. And then it's like, oh, you can't actually leave the lobby and change whatever you're doing. You have to just close the entire game and then open it back up if you want to play a game again.
Playing freshman
Like,
year,
what
there wasn't a fucking back button. It's insane. Like, they went from Halo 1 to Halo 2 in 3 years, and it fucking revolutionized gaming. Halo Master Chief Collection. It really is like the fucking, the Doge, the Cheems, and then the huge buff Doge meme.
Oh, yeah.
It's basically that. I remember in Halo Reach, they're like, yeah, we did all this, like, Forge was way cooler, and, like, the graphics were, like, literally 10 times better, and all this shit. And then Halo 4 was, like, pretty much the exact same, like, worse game.
We added in loading screens.
Yeah, way worse loading screens, worse gameplay, worse graphics, worse Forge, worse custom games. They, like, went backwards.
It's like, Halo 4 had, like, some good things with its Forge, but it's just like, it was pretty bad. And, like, I don't know, there were a lot of missteps in Halo 4.
Like, the lighting was cool in theory, but then when you realize that you're gonna have to wait 30 seconds to, like, demo anything that you make, it's like, wait, why? I was gonna say, also, I don't think you could turn it off, right? Like, it was just, like, a thing that was, like, at any time you switch back and forth? Or was it, did they have a, like, compile lighting feature. I don't remember.
I think they might have fixed that later, or fixed it in Master Chief Collection or something. I know they fixed it in 5, where they just did all the light like at the end, like when you save the game, they just did it all at the end.
Yeah.
Did all the lighting rather than doing it right in the middle.
It's so dumb. It's like, why the average. First off, it doesn't really matter all that much, and the average person probably isn't going to care. Especially on console. Like, gamers at the time. Like, I mean, in Halo Reach, you go back and, like, yeah, you realize the lighting's all messed up and shitty after, 10 years later. But, like, at the time, gamers, like, that wasn't even a thing that was on their mind.
Yeah, and like Halo 5 has like an amazing like forge and stuff, right? But it's like it wasn't fun to play with at all though. It was such a tool and it was just not like and people were able to make some of the greatest custom games ever in friggin' Halo 5. But like I never used Halo 5's forge because it was way too complicated and not fun to play with at all. Like you couldn't just like pick up a warthog and throw it at your friend and make some shitty base. It's like oh, you have to like actually know what you're doing, and it's just like, oh god, this kind of sucks, honestly. Like, I wish there was just like a casual mode, or just like a easy mode, and like a professional mode, or something like that.
There's a yeah, that would be nice if they just made like a dumbass forge.
Yeah.
There's on Snapchat, like there's a story from Ben Shapiro. It says this. Oh wait, hold on. Let me see what it says. It's so fucking mean, but it's so funny. Ow! Hey, stop! Ah, where'd it go? It said like this proves that Biden again shows that he is barely alive. Like that's so fucking mean, but like just be like you're barely even alive. You're barely even a fucking functioning human. Oh shit.
I hate have we ever won a game on Longshore ever?
I don't think so. I just got double kill those. That's kind of cool.
It's the worst map ever.
How did I never notice these lights before? Like I knew that they had little lights on them, but I never knew that they like did things.
Something that I did like that I heard about, like when they're doing like the seasons and stuff. Freaking, something a lot of seasons do in games nowadays that it's like, oh, here's season 3, and it lasts for like 3 months, and then they move on to season 4, and it's like you can't go back and get stuff on season 3 or something like that. Like you moved on to the next season, which some people like that because then it's like, okay, well, people who join later can't have the same stuff as me, but it's like, well, yeah, but that's such a waste of like resources for the people to make that stuff if like you can't like it can't be used anymore. I feel like that kind of sucks.
I think it's kind of cool because it makes stuff like exclusive, you know.
Yeah, and it's like I can see that, and it's like I can kind of agree with that, but it's also just like, okay, what? So because you played the game in the first 3 months, and I played it after that, and I'll just never get that thing. That just seems kind of weird.
Yeah.
You can't ever get something else. Like they spent all this time making this armor, and it's like only these amount of people now have the armor, and you only see the armor this much. It's like, geez, it does kind of suck.
I'm more used to it, I guess, just because they have that in TF2, I think, and RuneScape. Like in RuneScape, they'll have a holiday event, and if you didn't go to that holiday event, you just can't ever get the shit ever again, which means that stuff is like super duper rare. And then I think I can't remember how it works exactly, but in TF2 there's certain like unusuals that only drop for like a certain time, and then like they go out of circulation. Wait, Cash, okay? No, we don't have a car. I'm just sniping.
And I can kind of get that for like a festival event or whatever. It's like, oh, you can only get this during Christmas or something. Like I get that, but it's just like. Usually, then you can get it again like the next year or something.
Dude, I probably still have my. Well, they change it every single year in RuneScape, so like you can only get like 1 year they'll have like a pumpkin head, and then the next year they'll have like like a cardboard fucking like thing to wear, like a cardboard ghost mask. Dude, I think I still have. If I logged into Destiny, I would still have my my Halloween like jack-o'-lantern helmet. From the first, what's it called? From the first Halloween. I like how when your body's floating in the river, like, it just makes ripples over and over and over at like 5 contact points. Like it doesn't look good at all. Well, I guess it looks okay.
But I remember, like, at the time, like, over 10 years ago, it's like, whoa, dude, it messes with the water. That's crazy. Like, it interacts with the water. That's like, wow, it only does this at 5 contact points. This looks weird and dumb. Yeah. It's like, it was so, like, crazy at the time. Also, it makes no sense that the freaking Spartans would float in the river.
Yeah, I never thought about that.
It's like, they weigh, like, 1,000 pounds. Obviously, the freaking suit isn't buoyant. Like, I don't know. It looks way cooler when they float. Maybe that's probably what Bungie thought. They're like, well, yeah, but like it would look better.
Yeah, I'm sure playtesters thought it was weird that they didn't float or something. When you die in the water in the campaign, you just fall through it, right?
That might be different because usually you just die by jumping into the water. So.
Well, no, because in the one where she's like, I'm hit, I'm hit. Like you can, I remember that one because it's one of the few video game levels where you can go in the water.
Yeah, because you can walk in the water.
Yeah, it's like one of the only games that lets you do that. Most of them are just like, you went in the water, you're dead now. Halo has so many little things that are so cool, like the
oh god damn it.
Like the fact that if you get in an enemy vehicle and start punching, you can just kill them. I always thought that was cool.
Oh, yeah. Oh man, dude, freaking really excited to being able to, like, I hope they keep the thing where you can change seats like in Halo 5. That was like the best thing Halo 5 ever added. Being able to change seats in your vehicle.
I think that if Halo Infinite does something, like if they go the route of Metal Gear Solid 5, I legit feel like Metal Gear Solid 5 is like 10 years ahead of video games, and like games just haven't caught up to that. Because like, I think Hideo Kojima realized that he could literally just make games like be super realistic and like, you know what I mean? Like he realized that you could do all of this crazy stuff. Like you could now get really close to how things work in real life, and so he just kind of embraced that. You could
freaking, like, you could always do those little things that you had no idea. It's like, oh my god, wait, I can do this? Like, there's no, like, you could like eat out like a guard or something till he dies of old age or something like that.
Yeah, that was in that was for one of the boss fights. But I think like in the newer one, he realized like you can do, like, I don't know. He just made it so that it's closer to real life. Like,
isn't there something where you could like talk to a guard or something when you're in jail or something? I can't remember. It's like I've heard stories about a whole bunch of crazy things. Like, I know the lullaby thing on like the freaking, like, your audio, like your tape deck or whatever, and like you can make people fall asleep with the lullaby, and it's like, man, that's crazy. Or you can make them like shit their pants or something.
You can go into the porta potty, and if you play the shitting set, like if somebody sees you go into the porta potty and they're like, huh, that's suspicious, and they're about to open it, if you play the shitting sound, there's a recording of the guy just like shitting himself. If you play that, they're like, oh, sorry, I'll let you do your thing, and they just leave. Like stuff like that. Like blowing up a power generator to take out, or like crashing into the power lines to knock them out and stuff. Or like, I don't know, just all that stuff. Like, the game doesn't tell you how to play it, you know, it just lets you like figure it out on your own and make up your own things.
I always hated that in so many games where it's just like, and you can choose however you want to do it, and it's like, what? So there's just like this area, and there's like 4 corner walls, sort of, and you can either go in and shoot them all, or stab them all in the back while they just kind of like walking away. It's like, there's not any, like, it's just copy paste of like all the same things. Like, there's nothing really unique here. It's like, it's just like either I can stab them in the back, or I can go through like a little hole in the wall, but that's at like every map or at every base or something.
I guess Fallout 4, I think that like New Vegas did a pretty good job of that, but they were limited by the engine. I think Fallout 4.
They're also limited by time. I can't believe they made that game in 18 months. That's
also true. I think the Fallout 4, though, like they didn't have like the good like dialogue trees stuff, but they did have good like I don't know. I think that you could always just call in airstrikes, you know, or like snipe people from really far away, or like just run up and like shotgun them with super high speed, or like use jet and run up and just melee all of them in slow motion. So I think they did kind of a good job of that. I always thought it was fun, like, when there's people that are pinned down, you just throw an artillery thing, and, like, they just get fucking destroyed. The artillery is my favorite part of that game, for sure. Or, like, in Metal Gear Solid, you can just drop in a tank. I think that they did something like that for Halo Infinite. Like, you're really just not feeling the boss, you just call in, like, your Scorpion tank and use up some of your resources. What? I fucking gave you food.
Yeah, I'm wondering what they're gonna do, like in Infinite, what the campaign's gonna be. I really don't understand like what the campaign is gonna be and how it works, because I don't think it's gonna work like classic Halo. But I don't think you could have something as diverse as something like Metal Gear Solid or something. So it's like I don't know what they're gonna do. I'd like doing an open world without like. I don't know. It seems weird without like so many different types of weapons or having attachments or all these weird things or like I don't know what you would gather. Or, like, do you need to get resources or something? What would the resources even be for? Like
all of those vehicles were like banished or heretic vehicles, right? In the trailer.
Yeah, they're all like banished stuff or whatever.
So is it confirmed?
You're fighting the banished.
Oh wait, did they confirm that in the old trailer?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Huh. Yeah, I wonder like how that's even gonna work. I think it could work, like I said, if they do the Halo 1 book thing where they're like in a forward operating base on the Halo.
I think it's the only operating base because Infinity, I think it's like fucking blown up or something, and that's like the last set of humanity that can actually fight. Because Cortana screwed everyone over. I like how it's like the UNSC became like too powerful, so they had to level the playing field by just making Cortana basically screw everybody over, so everybody's just now fighting for scraps on the ground.
Screw everybody over. What did she do?
Huh?
How did she screw everybody over? What'd she do?
Freaking forced peace by imperialist peace, basically saying like, hey, either you're gonna do what I say exactly, or I'm gonna EMP your planet.
Oh, okay.
And that's what she did. America, basically America. America was like, no.
That makes sense. Yeah, I don't know, I have no idea what happens after Halo 4. Actually, I don't even fucking remember what happens in Halo 4. You're trying to, like, stop the fucking...
Forerunner blowing up Phoenix in Arizona.
You turn everybody into like,
robots.
Basically? Was that the plot?
Yeah, I have to say the Promethean thing was like, oh, the Prometheans, they're all ancient humans. I have to say that was some stupid shit. I hated that idea. I feel like, hey, a lot of people say it's like Halo 4's campaign was pretty good. It's like, honestly, I think Halo 4's campaign was just awful, but when Halo 5 came out, Halo 4 just looks good in comparison.
I think they should retcon Halo 4 because, like, I don't know if anybody actually enjoys the fucking, like crazy prehistory shit. Like, I think it's kind of cool, but I think it gets to the point where it's like, if you explain too much of the backstory, it kind of becomes lame, you know?
Yeah, that became like a huge problem where it's like people thought it was interesting, but then it's like, well, great, now all the mystery is gone, and it's like now there's just like too much detail in the past. And I also thought it was really lame that Master Chief apparently was like the chosen one. It's like, well, we planned all this like 1 billion years ago, and then it's like this was gonna happen. This was an eventuality. Like, so you're really just programmed by the Forerunners. Like, oh, like that whole thing about luck and Chief just like winning with his wits and stuff. This was just like set already. Oh, that's kind of lame.
Yeah. Also, it leads to like
not cool at all.
Because like if you're too strong, it's like, well, how the fuck did the Flood beat them? And then you have to like make up some bullshit to explain it, basically. So yeah, I don't know. I'm glad that they're moving away from that, or at least I don't know if they are.
Dude, I really want them to end Master Chief's story. I was really hoping after when Halo 4 was coming out, I was like, oh cool, Master Chief's back. But honestly, it's like I really want 343 just to make Jerome from like Halo Wars 2. Just have him be the next protagonist or something. Don't make Locke, don't make a Spartan 4. Spartan 4 is lame, nobody likes him, and Locke was. Can't put my finger on why I hate Locke, but he just sucks. He's just really boring, and like Master Chief's not exactly super exciting. I guess he's just like a green suit that moves around, but like
he's at least he has like a personality, you know. Like he's kind of like I don't
Yeah,
know.
I mean, he's,
He like has a sense of humor, kind of.
I feel like Locke could be cool if he was more of like if he was a solo lone wolf kind of guy, but putting him in a team and then like Locke's team is not explained at all. I hate pretty much his entire team. Vale is okay and Buck is cool and Tanaka sucks. I feel like the team aspect was shitty. They could have, if it would have just been Master Chief and Locke and they just got a lot of development, then I feel like it would have been fine. But no, they threw in all these other characters for no reason.
Yeah, I think maybe if he was like a noble six force of nature and he was actually like a threat, you know, like
Yeah, but
like
there really was no threat. He just said, "Oh yeah, we got to take you back. You're not allowed to go get Cortana for some reason. I guess because they thought Chief was gonna be."
I also
Oh,
think that
yeah.
like for the Master Chief Locke fight, I don't know if they did this, but like they should have. I feel like number one, the player should never have played as Locke because like you don't get to see how strong he actually is because from your point of view, you're just like punching people and shit. So they should have shown him like they should have shown cutscenes of Locke like being an insane badass, being like
Yeah, they did like in the trailer or in the GameStop trailer. He was he was a badass, but they don't really show that really anywhere else. All the choreography in Halo 5 was so slow and lame and just not very cool. And it's just, man, how can all these like solo YouTubers make better videos than like this professional backed by Microsoft thing, you know?
Yeah, I think they probably relied on motion capture too much, so they got like stuck doing slugfests. I think if they were like he's a hyper lethal vector because like the Halo fans know what that means, you know.
Yeah.
Like, sir, he's one of the only other hyper lethal vectors. They'd be like, okay, yeah, he's pretty cool, and then show him like doing some fucking crazy shit, and then when you see him get his ass kicked by Chief, but then it seems like it's kind of close, and you're like, oh, this guy like Master Chief got one hit, you know, but he still kicked his ass. So like it shows how strong Master Chief is, but also shows that the guy's like strong enough to damage him, and it feels earned. It's not just like they wrote in a character to punch your childhood hero for fun.
Yeah, and see, that's one of the things that they did with Aatrox in Halo Wars 2, where it's like they show off Aatrox and 3 Spartans are fighting him, and he's single-handedly fighting them all off. And then you're like, holy crap, this guy is a badass. Like, this one dude is able to beat down these 3 Spartans. Then they don't really do anything with it. I mean, they prove that he's a badass, and it's like, well, here's why he's in charge, because he's the biggest, baddest dude around.
I mean, just from what you've explained of Atriox, he seems like a really cool character. Like he's super intelligent, you know, and like
Yeah, I feel like they're not.
and he just
Hope in this next game they explain him a lot more, because you don't really. One of my biggest problems and what I'm scared about about Infinite is what is the Banished like motivation really? What, they want control of the Halo ring so that way they can hold a gun to the universe so they can say, hey, you know, freaking do what we want or else we'll blow everything up. Like, is that it? That doesn't seem like a very. What are all the grunts fighting for? Like, what? Just,
yeah.
why are there people underneath him fighting for him? Is like, what are they getting out of it? Like, I feel like it's hard to make a strong military if the only thing people are getting out of it is pretty much just money. There's no loyalty to anything. There's no religion or country or duty or anything. It's always just, oh, I'm a mercenary. Like, they're all mercenaries. So it seems like a really weak point. That's the part that I'm most scared about, is what's the end goal for them? Why are they fighting?
Just he's selling his Jeep to buy alcohol. Very cool, Justin.
Hey everyone, I hope you all enjoyed the video. I just wanted to give a quick shout out to some of my patrons. Big thanks to our headhunters that we have, Schoolcraft. And also thank you to the Orion team that we have. A big thanks to everyone else who's supporting us on Patreon. And we'll be back with our short Halo meme videos on Monday, so subscribe and stay tuned. Enjoy the rest of your day.